Okay, so this video is going to be how to start using dowsing rods. This is going to be for anybody that's interested, whether you have started actually using them yourself or you've never even touched them. So obviously the first step is going to be to get yourself dowsing rod. I personally recommend if you can get at least 99% copper. Obviously that's not necessary. It's just that copper is a really great conductor of energy. Other metals are also great conductors. So if you can find other dowsing rods that are other types of metal like brass or something, it's gonna be fine. You don't have to get copper. It's just a tool, okay? So there are people that can douse for water using literally sticks. So you don't have to spend tons of money getting fancy dowsing rods. These are actually the first ones that I've ever got. They were like 15, 20 bucks online. They weren't very expensive. They are fairly tarnished because I've never polished them, and copper does tarnish. So once you have your dowsing rods, you want to, first step you want to do is basically kind of get into like a meditative mind space. So if you can find a quiet place in your house, or you can also be outside, that's fine. I have a candle going back there. I like to have kind of like a nice smell going on. You can listen to music, whatever is helpful for you to kind of just like get relaxed and get chill. Once you are relaxed, and you can practice kind of getting your mind blank, because you want to be 100% open to receiving truthful information. You don't want to be having your biased thoughts or opinions or ideas kind of influencing the information that you are trying to receive, because that can kind of like block things from coming in. Once you're in this like meditative mind space, you want to really focus on a specific energy or entity or person, whatever you want to call it, somebody that you want to communicate with, somebody that you want to answer questions for you. It could be your grandmother, it could be Jesus, it could be God, it could be Elvis, like it could be literally anybody that isn't currently alive on planet Earth, basically. I'm sure other people have their own methods about going about this specific process, but for me, I just basically imagine them sitting here with me and me communicating with them. I close my eyes, I picture them coming here into this room and sitting here with me. I just kind of visualize that for a few minutes, and I pick up my dowsing rods and I ask very specifically, say for example, I'm trying to communicate with my grandmother. Is my grandmother here with me right now? And very typically my dowsing rods will cross in front of me for a yes, and they'll open wide for no. So if they cross in front of me and say yes, I will then ask them to say, can you confirm for me? Can you show me your yes response? And wait for them to show me the yes response. And then also need to confirm, ask for a no response, wait for them to show you the no response. Now, just because you've visualized and you are intentionally trying to communicate with one specific energy, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is the only person that you are talking with, and that it is the only person that is going to be influencing your answers. So you want to go through like a series of questions and ask things like, are you here for my highest and greatest good? Am I only speaking with my grandmother right now? Are you willing to answer specific questions about X with me? Can you answer these questions to the best of your ability and like be as honest as you possibly can? Questions like that to try to ensure that you are speaking with who you are trying to speak with, and that they are willing and able to answer the questions that you want to have answered. I've had a couple people reach out to me talking about how they have dowsing rods and they have had bad luck with getting them to move, like they're not moving for them. I think one of the biggest things is just like not being afraid, not having fear, not having any type of reservations at all, just wanting, like really, really wanting it, okay? And the other biggest thing is making sure that you are actually focusing on the specific person or entity or energy, whatever you want to call it. You're focusing on that specific person that you want to communicate with, and that you're not just like willy-nilly picking up your dowsing rods and asking questions out into the abyss, because you have no idea who is answering you or what is influencing your answers. Anybody can use dowsing rods, but it seems like from just my communications with people, like in my messages and stuff, My interpretation is like, it does take practice. Some people it takes more practice than others, and it seems like maybe people that have a really strong intuition and a really strong ability to just like know things, and their ability to read people and to read situations. Some people just have that innate ability to just already be able to receive information and not doubt it. And if you are that type of person, you would probably do really well with dowsing rods. I have sort of always had that voice in my head, like that gut feeling. That is actually your heavenly angel. That is someone that is watching out for you, and they are guiding you through life to do good things, but also like to stay safe and keep you on track with life. That voice in your head it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like your heavenly angel, but it can also be someone like your grandmother or, someone that you love that's passed away that is looking out for you. If you instantly get a thought in your head out of nowhere and you think that it's like maybe a sign from someone, that's because it is. That's because they are trying to communicate with you. And if you're someone that dismisses that and you just kind of write it off like, oh, whatever, you've learned to push those thoughts and those feelings away because that's what society teaches us, right? But if you're somebody that has stayed in tune with that and that you can receive that information and take it in and not question it and not push it away, dowsing rods might come more naturally to you without like a ton of practice. So that's just like my interpretation of it. I'm not sure if other people would necessarily agree with me or have the same experience, but that's just my personal opinion and my personal experience. So I'm kind of rambling on now, but I'd be curious to hear from people that have started to use dowsing rods, if you have had trouble using them, if you can take my advice, if it's helpful for you. I would love to know that. I'd love to know if it's helpful. For anybody that is interested in trying them, just make sure that you are feeling out the energy that you're receiving. And if at any point something feels off, like maybe you get a wacky answer to something that you're like, that just doesn't seem right, that's because it probably isn't. And that's probably because your rods are being influenced by something that you didn't intend for them to be influenced by. So you want to kind of reset, go back to the beginning and ask, am I speaking with my grandmother and only my grandmother? And just kind of reset. You have to be really good at like feeling the vibes, I guess is a good way to say it. Hopefully this is good information for people. Hopefully it's the information that people were looking for when they ask like how to start using dowsing rods. And if it's not, if anyone has any other questions, leave them in a comment because I am more than happy to share the information that I know with anybody. I can make a follow-up video to answer your questions.